Hello there. Welcome back to Life Orientation with 11. So we are going to look at the November exam. So we have got typical examination questions that we have according to this video. So let's take note. More typical examination questions are going to be uploaded on this channel. So let's subscribe. Let's turn on the notification button so that when I upload new videos, we're going to be notified. So as for this video, we are going to start on question 1.2.1, whereby it reads, explain the difference between adaptation and mitigation. So we have the explanation on the differences given. That is, a mitigation addresses the causes of climate, in brackets, accumulation of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, whereas adaptation addresses the impacts of climate change. So this is the difference that we have. Then 1.2.2, we have named three important study skills one can use to achieve better results. So to say that what the requirements, you are supposed to provide any relevant study skills with no repetition. So we have got note taking, highlighting, summaries, mind maps. So these are the important study skills. The differentiate between sportsmanship and gamesmanship. So we have the differentiation also as stated. 1.2.4. You have to explain the purpose of the government gazette. And of course, we have the response also on that. 1.2.5. What is the difference between a postgraduate and an undergraduate? So we also have explanation whereby a postgraduate degree, uh, that is a further degree, honors with masters or doctorates, that one can receive once they have achieved an undergraduate degree. So this is a postgraduate degree. So with that, I will move on to the next part, which is now our question 1.3.1. Which is on question 1.3. Definition of terms. We have got efficiency as one of them. And the definition is illustrated. We also have advocacy, and the explanation is there. Uh, and also have got abstention, whereby it's a term election procedure when a participant in a vote does not go to vote. 1.3.4, we have got vulnerable. So moving on to 1.3.5, we've got civil society also with the explanation on civil society. So this is the end of our section A with a total of 20 marks. So we go to the next question that we have. So on the next question, you have to critically analyze why males are not as involved in campaigns against gender-based violence as women are. So this is the analysis that we have. So moving on to 2.3, evaluate and discuss why so many rapes go unreported. So these are the reasons why so many rapes go unreported. So moving on to 3.2. For 3.2, you have to differentiate between skilled and unskilled labor. So we have got the differentiation as explained. And 3.3, you have to critically discuss two negative consequences of being an unskilled worker. So question four, of course, we have got a case study that we have in terms of question four. So this is the question on the case study that we are given for question four, whereby start the case study below and answer the question that follow. So this is the information that we have on case study. The 14-year-old Chilean girl who asked the president to let her die. So of course, according to the information that we have, this is what we have in terms of our case study. So continuation of the information that we have on the case study. So I believe that the first question reads, define the term euthanasia and show your understanding by means of an example. So this is our question 4.1. So in response to that, uh, this is the definition that we have. And of course, example is also given. So moving on to 4.2, critically analyze how a person's religious belief system can help them to uh, so our question reads, a critical analyze how a person's religious belief system can help them to respect the opinion of others with regard to the issue of euthanasia. So this is our response. And in terms of 4.3, strategize how you could respectively and humbly deal with someone who aims to persuade you to take the same moral stance as them. So this is our response to that. Then, of course, this is the end of our section B with a total of 30 marks. So that will move on to our section C, whereby question 5, construct an essay in which you briefly define what nutrition is and mention any true nutrients that your body needs to stay healthy. So the definition, and of course, in terms of the nutrients as stated. So on the next part, we are now on 5.2, which reads critically discuss why it is important. Critically discuss why it is important for people to follow a nutritious, balanced diet. So this is our response on that one. Moving on, in terms of 5.3, evaluate the impact of nutrition on your health. So we have also the impact of nutrition on your health. Moving on to question 6, compose an essay that addresses the following. Define the term human rights violations and briefly explain under which circumstances it is normally bound to happen. So we have got human rights violation as are described. On 6.2, critically discuss how the cultural practices in the above accept uh, contrast with a victim's basic human rights. So question 6 reads start the except below and answer the question that follows. So we have got information that we're given. Then after reading, you are supposed to compose an essay that addresses the following. So we are on 6.2, which says critically discuss how the cultural practices are in the above except contrast with the victim's basic human rights. So in response to that, this is the response that we have. And as a continuation on 6.2, remember we are looking at the question on 6.2 and this is our response. So we have got a continuation of that response. And 6.3, propose 3 ways in which women and girls who are subjected to these practices can be empowered to protect their rights. So this is what we have. So moving on to question 7, compose an essay in which you engage the following. Define the term interview and explain its purpose. Then 7.2, critically analyze the interview skills that the interviewee displays in the cartoon above. So we have to refer to the cartoon that is given in the question. So the question reads, start the cartoon below and answer the question that follow. So we are given the cartoon that we have here. So of course, we have got the interviewer asking, what was the reason for leaving your last job? And then the interviewee is replying, I got sick of being questioned about everything I did. So that's the response. And then, of course, we now have the requirements of the essay. Uh, and then we are on 7.2, which is critically analyze the interview skills that the interviewee displays in the cartoon. So the interviewee is the one that is being asked, that is sitting on a chair, which is a male, is the interviewee. So in response to that, we have 7.2. This is our response. So of course, we've got a continuation of that of that response on 7.2, which is going to end in this part. Of course, the last sentence was here. Yes, this is an essential element for growth in any career. Here's the last sentence. And then 7.3 suggests 3 more appropriate ways in which the interviewee in the cartoon above could conduct himself through the rest of the interview. So again, these are the last responses that we have according to our question paper. Remember, our question paper has got 80 marks, and section C had 30 marks. So thank you for listening, and hopefully the video was helpful. Let's meet again in the next video.